Hi listeners, welcome to my channel. August brings activation of a configuration called Yod or Finger of God. Activation of Yod usually feels like a missing piece of the puzzle which is coming together, and all the chains of the events we have been through so far in life, they start making sense leading up to that moment. What Yod activation brings is incomprehensible as it doesn't exist before that moment. My hubby this morning, he was showing me a documentary on Netflix called The Movies That Made Us. It shows the blockbusters like Forrest Gump, which were found to be impossible to make or commercially comprehend by others till they were made, due to that one person who, like a dog with a bone, would just not let it go somehow. And then the unique elements of it, they just clicked and changed the world. They were incomprehensible till they came together. The Yod will not just be formed this year, we are entering a prolonged period of time spread over years when people with esoteric talents, unique life paths, unique skills, unique creative output we have unheard of will be coming forth through sudden realization. This is driven by Pluto-Neptune sextile and its interaction with planets in Leo. Pluto and Neptune are roughly 2 degrees and 30 minutes apart right now, and they would only form their exact sextile on 5th of June 2029 heliocentric perspective, which means from the perspective of the sun. From our perspective, from the earth geocentric perspective, they would be sextile from 2026. This is intergenerational aspect and not normally what I would talk about till much later. But this is now showing up as this Yod formation called Finger of God in August and was part of seeding the Leo season. We see Pluto and Neptune interacting with each of the personal planets in Leo, forming this configuration. Started off with Venus in Leo 16th to 18th of July, followed by Mars in Leo 18th to 22nd of July, and we would soon see it interact with Mercury in Leo between 7th to 9th of August and Sun in Leo between 15th to 17th of August. Jupiter in Aquarius will activate this Yod on 19th of August with a missing part of the puzzle coming together. This will form integral part of the 22nd of August Aquarius full moon, which is conjunct the Jupiter, which is the activating planet of this Yod configuration. This is not a limited process. We are entering a prolonged period of Pluto-Neptune sextile, which will keep forming this Yod with potential of activation spread over years of many people coming forth carrying the cross of change they unintentionally carry due to the promise of their chart, or what some call fate. Since no one's talking about it, we will talk about it. For astro Greeks and enthusiasts, this reading can be beneficial to understanding a natal Yod aspect you might have, or in conjunction, or quincunx as it's called in your birth chart. These are planets at 150 degree and found to have nothing in common, but have been brought together, well, by fate, to bring out unique talents and potentials we hold within. But they're not easy, as there is a constant state of imbalance in life due to these dissonant parts of our own personality and being. Unaspected planets also act in the same way, but they're not exactly the same. As usual, if you would like to subscribe to receive all the transit details in your mailbox as they happen, link to free subscription to my Substack is in description. And if you would like to support my work at the cost of a coffee a month, link is in description as well. Do subscribe, like, comment, share so more people can receive this information so we can grow our channel. Join the Facebook group for more discussions on your personal chart and transits with our family. Let's dig in. Neptune-Pluto cycles, they normally last half a millennium, so over 490 years approximately. It runs across generations and civilizations. These cycles of Neptune-Pluto, they confront the civilization with crisis of meaning. leading to their rise or fall. It brings in evolution driven by the subconscious desire of the collective itself. The sextile phase of the cycle is spread over 80 years with the peak phases, and it is a period of enormous rush to get ingredients ready for change. We saw that as a build up to 1950 and 1975 sextile, and we will see it as we approach the 2026 sextile when Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune in Aries would form a yod with planets in Virgo conjunct Regulus with a full moon in Pisces of 28th of August 2026. That yod activation of 28th of August 2026 is of great significance. As a build up to that, since about July of 2020, we started observing Neptune and Pluto come within 3 degrees of orb. And it's still not at the level I would call as strong, which would be in 2026, but they have started exhibiting their long drawn sextile through personal planets as they meet them one by one in the aspect. They seem to be working together on our personal faculties and growth. Neptune, as you know, in Pisces is the highest form of love, spirituality, creativity, empathy, idealism, which our generation has been gifted with since the transit began in 2011. And it will stay there till 2026, and it would not show up within our lifetime again because it's a 165 years of cycle. Then Pluto in Capricorn is the death and the rebirth of the structure and authority of life, which we are also seeing, which began in 2008 and would sustain till 2023. Neptune is fog and surrender. Pluto is truth and power. Neptune is love and light. Pluto is power that comes through hell. Seems like two people who should not be married but invariably end up together. Now these two contrasting influences, they have the potential to bring together the best of both worlds when they're together in a positive aspect like now. Especially when Neptune is retrograde and our rose-tinted glasses are off. They both have one thing in common, and that's their fundamental reason for existence, which is dissolution and dissolving the fake. They both do it differently, but they both remove old structures and they both operate at the level of collective consciousness. Since July of 2020, you would have observed that this process of collective dissolution of the old has begun as the two accelerate the process by being synchronized with each other. Though sextile is a harmony that we need to actively tap into. But once you tap into that harmony, you find the resources of change. Meaning the change has to be desired to start with. But if we do find the resources to bring it about. These resources sometimes seem out of our control. As Pluto and Neptune are not individual planets, they bring the change to us through global events, like things are being done to us through external mass events. When a collective asks for a change, events conspire to make it happen. So did we all ask for the events that are panning out right now? Did the collective human consciousness need those changes? Answer is very personal, and I'm sure you would be able to answer that. Is this a conscious evolution to avoid extinction that we all subconsciously asked for? Is this a conscious evolution to avoid extinction that we all subconsciously asked for? That's a key question. We started this Leo season on 22nd of July 2021 with a yod between Mars and Leo, Pluto and Neptune. All planets in Leo are meeting this juncture in August. Yod, also referred as finger of God, is not an easy configuration because it makes the planet work with two planets with whom it has nothing in common. It highlights the irreconcilable parts of our life which only fate can bring together and resolve. I'm all for human will, But Yod are beyond human will, because an unknown force compels us to fulfill a purpose. They come with a life mission, and we can feel feverish or neurotic in pursuit of it. We just don't know what it is, but we are in the pursuit of it. The missing part of this puzzle comes through Yod activation, which for this one would only happen around 19th of August. This is the Yod activation. If you have Yod in your personal charts, you would have to look at your personal Yod activation. This normally brings fated events, which are beyond our control. And with Uranus taking a turn at the same time, they're bound to be out of the blue. Jupiter being the activating planet means they would be over the top. They would be exaggerated. But ultimately, they will be for our expansion and growth. If it isn't over the top, it is not Leo season. It does do one clear thing. It creates a mission for us. Wherever Leo is in our charts, it's going to indicate a life mission, especially where 21 degree to 28 degree of Leo is in our chart. The last decan of Leo is in our chart. I detail where Leo is in your chart in your sign-specific August reading, which you can reference to. And if any of your planets or points in natal chart, they participate in this Yod, and its activation, which is around 21 to 28 degree of Capricorn, Pisces, Leo, or even Aquarius, it's very, very personal to you. You're part of that configuration. If your personal planets or points in your natal chart, they form a part of this Yod configuration in the last decan of Capricorn, Pisces, Leo, or Aquarius, if you have any planets there or points there. Jupiter in Aquarius at 28 degree is the activation point of this Yod. Many astrologers, they do believe that the event can come through any of the components of the Yod. So the event, unexpected event can come through, or the potential can come through Leo part of your chart, Pisces chart of your chart, Capricorn part of your chart, or even activation point, which is Aquarius part of your chart, especially 20 to 28 degree. But my experience is that the Leo part, the apex of the configuration, is a clear significator. That is the part of your chart that shines. That is the part of your chart which will come up with a mission. It will be the driving force of it. I also feel exhibition of this talent in Leo part of a chart is an easier expression, as we are more likely to not hide that talent in Leo part of our chart. So it will be easily expressed in Leo part of our chart. We don't really have to wait till 19th of August, as things will start showing up right from the start of August as we enter the period of volatility I've been talking about since early July, when Mars entered Leo, because the planets in Leo, they activate the tough changes Saturn Square Uranus is trying to make this year in the fixed parts of our life through friction. We spoke of it in the volatility video that I did on July and August, as well as by sign in your mid-July reading, which you can reference. So the first 8 days of the month, you will find that volatility very, very active, 1st to 8th of August. Right at the onset of the month, on 1st of August, we will meet this 𝗪𝗆 square by opposing Saturn. Even before that, Sun and Mercury are meeting each other on 1st of August, early part of 1st of August, in superior conjunction, which marks full Mercury phase, when some information over the events of past 40 days, they will come to light. Full Mercury normally is results time. Maturity of projects, ideas, actions we have pioneered since Mercury went direct around 22nd of June. So you would find that your mind is entering the ending the Lucifer phase of experimentation and recklessness with that full Mercury on 1st of August. Our wild and pure mind and initiation, it would come with some challenges and opposition on after 1st of August, and you'll feel that because of Saturn opposition. As Uranus stands still, this would result in breaking or changing or rebelling against some of the well-established and old rules of our life. Sun and Leo urges us to value our joy, our heart, our passions, and in that we would be asked to change our value system, our resources, the things or the people we derive value from. This will show up both in global markets, financial industry, and earth or environmental matters as a run up to 8th of August new moon. 8th of August new moon in Leo is seated in that volatility with the urge to break out and do something completely different versus what we have done and honor ourselves for once. It's the most surprising new moon of this year, and it comes at the heart of planet of sudden shifts, standing at its full strength, about to go retrograde 10 days later. But in those 10 days to 20th of August, before the activation of Yod happens on 19th of August, we have a lot of deliberations, considerations and discussions which will happen. While we might adjust how we act on what we want to act on, the mind and ego will be singularly fixed on one mission during this time. Wherever Leo is in your chart, that's your mission, that's the activation which dominates August. Yod comes with once in a blue moon events. And those who have it in their chart, they carry the cross to bring a change. They unintentionally are the reason for change. Yod also comes with an impossible choice, especially with Leo as apex. One normally is sort of driven to head a unit or organization or to take a creative risk in life. And we don't know the driver of doing it. We don't know the why, but it's like we're compelled to do it. And there could be a one of a kind position or a financial world position, which then becomes not just a turning point for that person's life, it becomes a turning point for the field they are taking a leading position in or performing in. Like the first Prime Minister of Italy, Cavour, who had his sun in Leo as apex of his Yod. He moved from army to agriculture to journalism to being responsible for declaration of war against Austria to being responsible for unification of Italy and becoming the first Prime Minister of Italy, only to unfortunately pass away after 3 or 4 months because he drove himself to physical limits trying to create Italy. Normally, the change or the turning point is not even intended by the person who seems to make it happen. Like Princess Diana and royal family, they're just driven by an undying search. Yod by transit, especially once activated by planet at the midpoint, they are key activation points because they show our path to spiritual evolution and awareness. Pay attention to premonitions, dreams, signals, as they can lead to breakthroughs you thought were never possible. On one hand, we might feel totally stuck between impossible choices in life, and while we are restless with that, a whole new road is normally opened up, pointing to our life's mission. New insights come in as yods act like turning points. Listen to those signals as they can begin a totally new phase of your life. With Pluto and Neptune, the abilities we did not know we have in fields of the unknown, magnetism, alternative healing, automatic writing, completely unknown abilities are suddenly shown of which you would normally have no inkling of. In 2019, we had Saturn in Capricorn make a sextile with Neptune, and many of us discovered some of those talents though they were steeped in self-doubt because Saturn was present as a part of that configuration. We did not have conviction in it. 2019 sextile between these two planets was around 14 degree to 19 degree. So 14 to 19 degree of Capricorn, Leo, Pisces and few Aquarius might have felt that during the Leo season in 2019. But now we are embarking upon Pluto sextile transit, which is very prolonged. So we have a period of activation which is spread over years of many people coming forth with esoteric talents, finding their missing piece depending on promise of their chart. The apex of the Yod will shift from Leo to Virgo. So it will shift to more healing, more service-oriented professions. These talents and skills, they always become visible through a turning point or a crisis. We get gripped by an ideal, we get gripped by an idea, and we lose balance while pursuing it. The talents we find through Yod, they are never seemingly ours, because for most, they didn't struggle all their life to get it. And it's human nature to not accept it, even though we seem to have a natural talent for it. That feeling of insecurity in it never goes away. Because to have Yod is to search for oneself all our life. But it's this very searching that takes us to the path of development we never thought we would be on. And it makes one a young spring of energy all life, because there is a driving force to never age, being never able to find oneself. See where Leo is in your chart. And if you have a planet in Leo, look at the house that planet rules. For example, if you have Moon in Leo, look at the house where Cancer is for you. You are being driven to take power in an unknown ethereal skill you have in that area of your life. If you do not have any planets in Leo, look at house where Leo is in for your chart. Just look at the house where Leo is in your chart. And we have covered the themes of that house for you in the August 2021 reading by zodiac sign. Yod skills are not mundane skills. They are skills which are very specialized, and it takes a lot to get them out of the person. Because the person or the individual or the incumbent normally tends to disown those skills to start with. And also because there is no easy access to them for others. It's like you need to work against the person to get it out of them. And that usually happens through a crisis, because we are forced to use our innate abilities in a moment of crisis. The more the person tries to hide the skill, the more visibility it invariably gets. Because Yod stands out in the crowd. They show up as the restless one, the one always searching and not finding, or finding it and saying, "Is this it?" And then searching again. But it's not that they are lost. It's just that they have too much latent potential to channel. Sun being the apex of the Yod configuration, our endless search is towards what's unique about our identity. Where is our love? Where is our passion? Where is our joy of life? We're looking to substantiate our role as a creator, as a person of immense passion, as an identity that's dying to shine out but waiting for its moment. There is an urge to prove oneself, but all the means provided to us, no matter how great in their individual capacity they might be, they feel insufficient. Is this it? Comes to identity and to life paths. Is this it? No matter what you get, is this it? To external people, it seems like you just cannot shine enough. We come through extremely ambitious to other people, even aggressive to other people, but you don't feel that within you, because you are essentially searching. You are searching for more. Through their unending search, children of Yod bring about the change, because they are relentless in their pursuit. That's the cross anyone who gets a Yod in their birth chart carries, and that's the cross we all carry with this transit Yod in August in Leo season. How does the activation of a Yod look like? Now, due to Pluto, we live this activation of our skills very, very intensely. They come through crisis, especially of health, or at the cost of seeing dark side of life, or facing controls and even abuse, verbal or physical. Deep sorrow and pain, and sometimes fear, is rooted within this activation, which has got nothing in common with the sunshine of Leo archetype. We are sometimes not even aware of our wounding. Even if we were, we tend to hide it, because we distrust life and people who have let us down in the past. But it's where the motivation are seated as well. We have to understand that Pluto being part of this yod means that activation of the skill or talent will not come without its share of crisis. It has or will come through a process of life and death. Due to Neptune, we would feel uncertain, not daring to choose, feel instability, too much dreaminess associated with it, too much instability associated with the unknown we are about to step into. But Sun in Leo is strong and it has the urge to manifest the identity, to be seen, and it would be seen, despite this urge to not show up. Not just that, Leo planets can blanket the darkness in beautiful colors, in words and plays, in entertainment that actually enthrall others. So the darkness comes through these beautiful packages. The activation comes through creative, beautiful packages, with Mercury in Leo joining the yod before the Sun does, from 7th to 9th of August, even before Sun forms this yod, which will be from 15th to 19th of August. We would see these talents show up in communication, auto writing, knowledge, thoughts, discussions. And Mercury in Leo is bold and unabashed. It will not be scared to speak up, even on taboo matters. Neptune brings themes of idealism, spirituality, media, camera, movies, charm, popularity, deceptions from the past, all into the mix. And also the need to sacrifice, which will all be embedded in this activation. Venus has just gone through this process during 16th to 18th of July, so many of us experienced this theme of relentless turning point driven by deception or darkness coming to light, or manipulation or undermining, leading to a new surge beginning in our personal life, in relationships, in marriage, or even in matters of money and creativity. The intense turning point now comes in our identity, our life forward, our sense of who we are. Pluto and Neptune together, they bring out the human potential, their capabilities within the human mind and existence, which haven't even been explored because they clash so much with traditional beliefs and cliche ideas of how progress is supposed to look like. Pluto-Neptune sextile, it will bring generations of people who would use spirituality, the unknown, to bring out their potential and achieve their purpose in life. Astrology will be key part of this moment, and we are already seeing this since last year. This generation of Pluto sextile Neptune, they crave transformation, they crave spiritual expansion, and it signifies a period of great awakening. It motivates generations to seek spiritual growth versus material growth. It brings unique creative skills and ability to give form to ethereal and ephemeral. With Pluto involved in this initiation, I would just say do not expect one thing to be everything for you. Because where Pluto is involved, we have tendency to lose ourselves. We can lose ourselves to love, to passions, to risk-taking, to creativity, to business ventures with this. And with Neptune involved, we could use that one passion sometimes to escape reality a lot. Balance is not a trait of Yod. Planets in Aquarius will both activate this Yod, but they will also help balance it. Because we will have opportunity through these two full moons in Aquarius, through Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, to actually balance this energy and have a solid manifestation out of it versus just going creatively mad with it. The negative side of Yod is self-pity and inactivity because we seem overwhelmed, because we seem to have impossible choices to make. So be aware of that around that time. The very fact that you stand out and approach things differently by going on these detours that life is taking you on. is why you would innovate what does not exist right now and is not mainstream. Your obsession to search, to find something you do not know what, is precisely why you would come up with something that is not even there in our current realm of thinking. No astrologer who is honest to themselves can name the life direction of a youth, or a direction a youth is meant to take, because it's not meant to take a direction that is known or exists at the time of prediction. Yes, we can describe the features, but no, we cannot pin it down because it is supposed to be incomprehensible. Maybe every creative masterpiece is like that. Your demands that we stay hungry, keep searching, because in that search, at some point, we do drop the insecurity and embrace the chaos that is life. And in the hindsight, we see how a single thread ran through all these diverse experiences we gained in our moment of searching for the one which led us to the one we have become. That's what I have for you, and that's August for you. I'll see you in the next video now. Thank you.